Once upon a time, the imam was the vibrant heart of the community, the counselor, the mentor, the teacher.
The masjid is turned into a corporation. If you have a class, you got to pay. Sunday school, you got to pay. A women's program, you got to pay.
They've commenced to kind of remove the imam from that space because of the dynamics of social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
When the imam is depending on a check, a lot of times it stops the imam from enjoying the good and forbidding the evil. Even when it comes to the khutbah, you said this wrong, you should have said this like this. Why did you do this? This. Were you participating in the khutbah or were you evaluating the performance?
You come in, here's your job duties, which are 10 pages long. You're going to carry out these tasks. You don't do this X amount of times, then you're out of here.
The issue is not being in charge, is the issue of having the capacity to fulfill your role.
The space for the imam at the moment is not set in place for him to be able to achieve that role.
The younger generation doesn't see being imam as a viable position. So that means that we are closer to the problem of the Catholic Church, which would mean that we're going to have communities which are leaderless.
But Sheikh, that point right there, because I think it's critical. There's a breakdown in the social construct of our communities because we built these beautiful institutions. But in the process of all of that, when you come into the community, there's a lack of caring for human beings.
Sometimes when you say, why don't you go in this particular direction? I can't go in that direction because that's not how the organization functions and the donor base and this and that. So now you're coming to tell me that Islam is going to be dictated, the growth of Islam is going to be dictated off of the donor base? That's a problem.
How do we bring back the people in the community? Because the masjid was always the pulse of the community during the time of the Prophet ﷺ.
You can talk about PhD in hadith. You could talk about 2 master's degrees in fiqh and usul al-fiqh. You could talk about what you mastered in aqidah all day long. But at the end of the day, if you don't have an understanding of where the community is at and how to service, none of that makes any sense at all.